Hello, I'm Melissa Antoine, and we are reporting today from UW-Whitewater's Communication Sciences and Disorders Department. And we have a special report today on sound levels and children's hearing health. To kick off this special report, we take you live to the Toy Barn retail store with special guest Elizabeth Bransky, a member of UW-Whitewater's Communication Sciences and Disorders undergraduate research team.
Hello, thank you, Melissa, for inviting me on today. I would like to share some recent data evaluating some levels of children's toys.
Excuse me, but what are you holding?
Well, I'm glad you asked. This is a sound level meter. It is a device used to measure the intensity or loudness in decibels.
What's a decibel?
Well, a decibel is a unit used to measure sound intensity. For example, a normal conversation, like you and I are having, would typically have a level of about 60 to 70 decibels, whereas a lawnmower has a level of about 90 decibels.
Okay, that makes sense. Why do you have it in the store, though?
Well, you see, my colleagues and I use this sound level meter to measure the sound level of top-rated toys in 3 different age categories in order to understand how children's toys might impact their hearing health. We actually found that a lot of the toys could be harmful to children's hearing. Here is a list of the top decibels in each of the 3 categories, along with all the toys that we went ahead and measured. So, as you can see, we measured in age categories of infants, toddlers, and school age, infants being ages from birth to 2 years, toddlers 2 to 4 years, and then school age was 4 years and older. So as you can see, the top decibel for infants was 109.4 decibels, and in a time span of 30 minutes could impact a child's hearing. For toddlers, the top decibel was 122.6 decibels, and within 10 minutes that can harm a child's hearing. And lastly, the school-age kids had a top decibel of 95.5 decibels, and within a time of 4 hours, that'll impact their hearing as well.
Well, drat. I just bought my son's birthday present, and it's on the list. Should I return it?
Well, there are actually some ways to protect your child's hearing without returning the toys. Some toys come with the ability to turn down the volume, or you can simply put tape over the speaker. You can also limit the time that your child plays with the toy. The longer the child is exposed to a high-intensity sound, the more likely they are to develop hearing loss.
Okay, so how do I know if my child's toy is dangerous or not? And do I have to buy a sound level meter?
Well, although not completely accurate, there are free sound level apps that you can get on your mobile device that can give you an estimate of the toy's sound level. On average, you want to avoid lengthy exposure to sound levels over 85 decibels. This general rule can help guide caregivers as they make toy purchases and structure playtime to prevent hearing loss. Back to you at the studio.
Thanks, Elizabeth. I am sure caregivers watching today have a new appreciation for preventative measures to protect their children's hearing. Now we bring you an exclusive sit-down interview with Dr. Morgan of Cordi.
Today we are here with Dr. Morgan of Cordi, who is going to discuss the warning signs of children's hearing and how to prevent hearing loss among children. Welcome, Dr. Morgan of Cordi.
Hello, and thanks for having me today.
Thank you for coming. Now, I know hearing is something that we use daily, but you have mentioned in your recent memoir that often we overlook the long-term effects of early noise exposure.
Yeah, many people fail to take action to prevent hearing loss before it's too late. And with changes in technology, our world is only getting more noisy. So good hearing health practice is the best way to practice implementing at a very young age. And because you can't reverse the effects of hearing loss, what better place to start than having positive hearing health habits than in childhood?
I know I often think of hearing loss as an adult issue, especially with noise-induced hearing loss occurring from occupational noise exposure, but are you saying that noise-induced hearing loss can occur in infancy?
Yeah, loud sounds can cause damage to hearing at any age. And recent reports indicate that some children's toys can produce sounds over 115 decibels, which can cause hearing changes from only 15 minutes of exposure.
Wow! I guess I'll have to take away my children's toys. What are some symptoms or signs of hearing loss in young children?
A common symptom of noise-induced hearing loss is buzzing or ringing of the ears. And the buzzing or ringing in your ears is called tinnitus. And children who are verbal may report that they hear noise in their ears. Infants are born with startle reflex to loud sounds. So if you drop a pan and the infant does not startle, that may be a sign of hearing loss. And another sign of loss is if a child fails to attend to sounds. For example, if children with hearing loss will not turn and look at you when you call their name from behind them, that could be a symptom. And if a child is not babbling by 6 months of age or starting to say their first words by at least 18 months, there may be a hearing loss. And school-age children may report feeling tired because listening all day with hearing loss takes a lot of cognitive effort. And if you notice any of these signs, you could ask your primary caregiver or audiologist for a hearing screening or hearing evaluation.
It's good to know what caregivers should watch for and how that also differs by each child's age. But what can we do to prevent from hearing loss from loud sounds from anything like children's toys?
Yeah, playtime is is very important for child development, and there are many toys out there that facilitate creative play and development and don't make noise at all. You can reduce noise by not purchasing noisy toys. However, there are some things you can do to modify how children use and interact with toys that do make noise. And hearing loss prevention techniques revolve around three main concepts: duration, distance, and reduction. And first, you may want to limit the duration of play with a sound-generating toy, or the child can play for shorter periods of time with taking breaks between using the sound features. And additionally, you can have the child place the toy further from their ears. Think about infants who are not mobile. Try to set sound-generating toys close to them because they can't move away from the toy on their own. And if the sound is too loud, that could damage their hearing. Lastly, a caregiver can reduce the sound noise level by placing tape over the speaker or adjusting the volume. And toys that have a digital component often have volume settings. So if a toy requires headphones, there are level limiting headphones out there. And I highly recommend these for children since they will not let the volume go above 70 decibels, no matter how much they crank the volume button. I also feel that every young child should have a set of earmuffs or hearing protection. These can be worn outside the home to fireworks, sporting events, or concerts. And infant and child earmuffs can be purchased for roughly $10 to $20 online. So it's a solid investment in hearing health.
Well, unfortunately, we are out of time, but thank you so much for coming today and sharing your expertise with us.
You are more than welcome.
Well, if you would like more information related to today's happy segment, visit the link on the screen.
Thank you for taking the time to educate yourself on children's hearing health. I hope you learned valuable information and can serve as an advocate for yourself, your children, and others. Thank you for watching and happy listening.